Now the next cause was the abdication of Tsar in the Russian Revolution. Here in this the government, we saw already that the people, they agitated against the Tsarist government. So the Tsar, he sent troops to stop the strike, to stop the revolution in Russia. At that time the people, they said, no, we won't stop the revolution, we have to come out, we have to withdraw from the First World War. They told at that time only the Tsar Nicholas II, he abdicated the throne on 15th March. This Tsar Nicholas II abdicated the throne. The next cause was provisional government. In this provisional government, there were two bodies in the provisional government. One was the old political leaders in the Duma. Already we saw the Parliament of Russia, the old political leaders in Duma, and another one was the Council. Council is nothing but Soviet. Council is otherwise called as Soviet. Council or Soviet. In Council, there are two categories of people. They are called as Mensheviks and Bolsheviks. The Mensheviks people, they are somewhat the soft nature. Midavadigal, Tiviravadigal, like that in Tamil will say, no. The Mensheviks, they are the soft kind of people. They'll treat the government by talks only. But the Bolsheviks, they are called as terrors. தீவிரவாதிகள் சொல்கிறோம்ல, அதெல்லாம் பேச்சுவார்த்தையிலலாம் எதுவும் நம்ம பண்ண முடியாது, நம்ம ஃபைட் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்ட்டு, those people, they are called as Bolsheviks. But the majority of the people in the council are the Mensheviks only. They are the majority, and the Bolsheviks people only few, the small people, the small amount of people only in the Soviet, that is in the council. These are all the about in the provincial government. Here this time the next one we are going to see about the failure of the why this provincial government it became a failure. Why this provincial government became failure? We'll see that. This was another cause. At this time, Lenin was in Switzerland. At this time of the Russian Revolution, Lenin was in Switzerland. After he came back to Russia and he saw all this, the people, they agitated against the government. They told the government to withdraw from the First World War, everything. He saw the situation, the people, the situation of Russia, and he entered in the politics and he became the member of the Bolsheviks. After entering Lenin only, the Bolsheviks, they became most of the people in Russia, the Russian people, most of the people, they started to follow Bolsheviks. Some people, those who are in Mensheviks also, they belong to Bolsheviks. So in this, after coming of this Lenin in the politics, he gave some slogans to the people. They are called as all powers to the Soviets. Soviet means we all know that Russia. So all the powers should be in the hands of the Russian people only. Like that, he gave the slogan to the people. Another slogan was bread, peace, and land. The government, it should give bread. சாப்பிட்றதுக்கு ஃபஸ்ட்டு பீப்புளுக்கு they have to provide bread, food to the people, and should maintain peace in Russia, and they have to give land to the peasants to cultivate the crops. So these two slogans, they are given by Lenin. The great leader Lenin. Here, after this, we'll come on to the next point, that is global influence of Russian Revolution. Here, after seeing the Russian Revolution, many people of the world they started to follow this Russian revolution, then the Russian ideas. Here, in October, Lenin he persuaded to the Bolshevik community, and he started the party as the Soviet party, the council as the communist Russian Communist Party. The Bolshevik party, it became called as Russian Communist Party. Here, after this coming up of Russian Communist Party, they did many work to the people. The important works to the people are, first, they eradicated poverty. Poverty was eradicated. They eradicated poverty as well as illiteracy. Illiteracy also eradicated. These two were eradicated in Russia. The next point was the Russian industry. The industry and the banking they developed in Russia. And the third one, women gave the equal right. To women, they given the equal rights. And the fourth point, all the industries and banks, they are nationalized. Those who have the private banks, they become nationalized. Then the fifth point was the land were distributed to the poor. We saw his Lenin's the famous slogan, all powers to the Soviet, and another slogan was bread, peace and land. The government should give bread to the people, that is food to the people to maintain the peace in Russia, and should give land to the peasants. That only they gave the land to the peasants. It was another objective in this policy. Then the next one is, immediately he maintained peace. Lenin maintained peace in Russia. The last one, he ordered the government to withdraw from the First World War. That was the main aim, point of the people, withdraw from the war. So these were the objectives of the Russian Communist Party. Have you all understand, children? These are very important. Next, all the nations in the world, they started on seeing these ideas, on seeing these objectives of this Russian revolution, that is Russian Communist Party. Most of the countries, they started to follow communism. This is very important. After this only, after Lenin entering in the politics only, much more countries, they started to follow communism. Communism has become very important in the world history. Many countries, they started to follow communism. Understand, children? Then people, they gave the much works to the poor people, and the working hour, they should be reduced, and the wages to the workers, it raised, and women, they gave equal rights. So these are all happened in after this Russian Communist Party. So these are all very important. The impact of the First World War, which one is very important means the Russian Revolution is the important impact in the First World War. Okay, we will continue the First World War results now. The results of First World War.